So I have been in this business for just 6 months, but they have been 6 wonderful months. So I'm a stay-at-home mom with my two boys, Regans and Browdy. Um, this business to me has just brought tons of belief, not only in myself, but just in everything that it has to offer. So tonight we just kind of wanted to introduce ourselves and kind of go over obstacles that we've had and kind of talk to you about how we've got through them and how, everybody has obstacles in their business or in their life, but it's how you choose to react that matters the most. So Chelsea?
Awesome. So I am Chelsea, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm a diamond leader with this company, and I absolutely love this company. But I actually, the first time that I joined was back in 2014, and I made diamond in 2015 for my first time, and then I quit. Life got hard. I went through a divorce and I quit, but I didn't necessarily quit the business. I quit on myself. And that's, I feel like, a lot of what people do is they just give up on themselves, because the products are amazing. The business opportunity is amazing. You can make so much money from this business. Back then in 2015, I was able to quit my full-time job as a home warranty manager for a construction company, and I was making amazing money. But this business, just took over that full-time income, which was incredible. Um, but I did rejoin with Sammy, and a year ago, I think it was a year ago, and I went diamond. It took me a little bit though. Like it was like I joined and then I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And then I would like pill around with it a little bit. And then I'm like, I wasn't hardcore into it. And so then I just was like, okay, I'm either going to go all in and do this thing or I'm not. So I went all in after a few good talking to from Sammy. And I actually went diamond April, and got the more bonus for that. And it was amazing. It was life changing. It was just so incredible because I am able to stay home with my daughter, and still make a full time income from my phone. Like it's incredible. So I absolutely love this business. One of the things that we kind of wanted to cover was your why you started this business, and to really dig down deep, and really figure that out, because at the end of the month, I'm known for this. I will like really start the month hard. I'll kind of really go hard for a few weeks and then I get tired. And I'm like, well, I'll do a little bit here and I'll do a little bit there. And then at the end of the month, I'm like, okay, I got to crank myself back up again and really figure out that why. And my why is my daughter. Like, I want to be able to keep her home. My husband's a cop. Cops don't make that much money. So this actually helps me to help financially provide for us, so he doesn't have to work a ton of overtime, and still be able to keep her at home in my little environment that I want her to be in. But that's my why. And so when I get to a point where I just feel tired and I'm like, okay, I can't stop. I can't quit on myself. And if you get tired, this is something that I'm learning. You have to learn to rest and not quit. And a lot of the girls in our team, they take Sabbath days. And I've been doing that as well. Like I'll take a Sabbath day or a Sabbath afternoon and just put my phone down and just rest. But I'm not quitting. I'm just resting, which is really key to this whole thing, because you go so hard and then you really get tired, but then you just can't quit on yourself, on your business, on your why, on your dreams. It's that important. And I know Emily, she is a complete rock star. She just goes 90 to nothing all of the time, even when she's sick. So Emily, give us some of your pointers.
Okay, so kind of like you said, you get tired and you go days, weeks, or whatever, however long you take a break, and that has long-term effects. So for me, it's being consistent, and I know even if I'm consistent now, I might not, You know, I might not sign any customers now, I might not sign any this week, but eventually I will reap the harvest just like you all will. So you just have to keep being consistent and just believing in yourself and believing in this business. I'm a firm believer in the products because I take them. They have helped me tremendously. In all aspects. I suffer with anxiety really bad, and our Confiance is like amazing. On top of the Skinny Brew and all of that. So we all go through different things in our lives. At some point in time during this business, during your life, you know, you're going to go through something. For me, I had, just like I had started this business in 2014, and I signed maybe one customer. That's it. So I quit. And looking back and seeing where I'm at now, you know, it's just kind of like, it's a kick in the butt to me, because I'm like, if I would have stuck it out and stayed with it, where would I be now? If I wouldn't have given up on myself, you know, where would we be at now? So back in May, we actually listed our house for sale. My husband and I have prayed for literally 7 years for our own chicken farm. So that was able to start happening. You know, I started making money with this business and was able to take off some financial pressure from him, which was amazing because I am a stay-at-home mom and I get to be home with my babies, which I'm so thankful for. And this business just made it, you know, that more possible. So we listed our house for sale, and before it was even on the market, our house sold in 24 hours. So we went from an 1,800 square foot home to a camper with 2 kids. So that was a major adjustment. Even during, you know, we were moving left and right, I was still messaging and I was still posting. I was still being consistent, even though I might not have been signing, you know, many customers, because we all do go through slower seasons. I don't want to say a slow season, but slower seasons in our business. But I was consistent. My sister, you know, a bunch of you know, she went unresponsive one night. So I was messaging, I was reaching out, I was posting. And then on top of, you know, everything else going on, so we get moved into the camper and we go to virtual learning. And for all of you that are moms, you can only imagine in a camper, virtual learning. I mean, I'm not a teacher, so that is really just that's a big obstacle in itself for me. But I'm extremely thankful for this business because it has taught me how to be consistent. It has, you know, growing up, I always struggled with self-confidence, self-esteem. So this business has really, it's challenged me to step out of my comfort zone. Public speaking, totally out of my comfort zone, but you know, you have to do things out of your comfort zone in order to get the results that you want. And like she said, you know, you've got to focus on your why. Like, you've got to always dig deep and remember why you're doing this, where you're wanting to go with it. You've always got to be, you know, setting new goals and obtaining those goals. Mindset's huge. I got really bad sick with the flu. I had flu A and B a few weeks ago, and it turned into pneumonia. And I was, you know, there were days I woke up and I laid in bed all day and I was like, I don't even want to get on my phone, you know, but I messaged like crazy. I got up host to post, which is host to post is just gold. So it's mindset. You have to be able to tell yourself, like, it's okay to have bad days. Everybody has bad days, but you have to be able to tell yourself, you know, hey, this is why you're doing this. This is where you want to go. This is why you're doing this, because you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You want an extra 100 or an extra $1,000 a month, whatever the case may be. But you have to believe in yourself and to know that you are worthy of everything that this business has to offer, and you're completely capable of doing it. You have all of the tools, you know, all of the right leaders. I know that I'm super grateful for the ones that I have. So you have all of the tools, you just have to put them to work, and you just have to be consistent. Um, I had somebody reach out to me earlier today and wondering how, I sign customers easier than they do, which is not the case. And I'm like, it's mindset. That right there is where we need to start. You have to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm getting these customers today, or I'm a customer enrolling machine. I am, I'm good at signing distributors. Even if you're not signing on that day, tell yourself that over and over and over again. And that is where self-development comes in. I have recently, the past few weeks, became huge on self-development. Just because it really has. It's helped my mindset. It's helped, you know, the clarity, the direction I want to go in this business. And I feel like that's the mindset you have to have, is that you're not going to quit. Like you're going to go through things. You are, it's life. Nobody can help it. But you have to push through them and overcome them. And like she said, like I've started taking Sundays. I don't do anything with my business until that afternoon, because I use that as just family time and time to rest and just pour into myself so I can pour into others during the week. And just having that mentality of no matter how long, it takes, that it's worth it in the long run, because like I said, I'm Emerald, but I went Emerald really fast. I built a really fast chart. Within like my second month, I was already charted for Diamond. Well, my chart fell apart. And I had to start rebuilding, from the bottom. And I worked with Sammy, and she helped me, called me one week and helped me, and just where to focus at in that way. And it would have been so easy for me to just get discouraged and be like, okay, I've lost rank, because I got paid as executive at an Emerald rank. And that, so that was huge for me. And it would have been so easy to just get discouraged and be like, okay, like there's no way I can build this back up to where I want to be. But instead I chose every day just self-development, and to journal, and just to tell myself, no matter how long it takes, what I go through, what I have to do to get there, like I know where I want to go with this business, and I want to go to the top. So that's just where I have to focus on. I have to always be looking forward, and not backwards, and just get through the obstacles as best as we can whenever they come.
That's awesome. I love it. I just love your story like so much. And like she was saying, like a negative mind will never give you a positive life. And just to know that, like to know like you're gonna have bad days. That's life. You're gonna get crapped on. That's life too. But you're just gonna have to just push forward and motivate yourself, because nobody's gonna do it for you. You're gonna have to motivate yourself each and every day to send out those messages. And I do get overwhelmed like at the end of the month. Like sometimes I'm like looking at everything that I need to get done, and I'm like, okay, where do I start? Like it's just like I need to have laser focus. And so my to-do lists are like on point for me. Like if I get overwhelmed, I just make a to-do list of everything that I need to get done, post to post, messaging, adding people, interacting, just basically the KPI tracker. And I just go through each one, and I'm like, okay, I can do this one, and then I'll move on to the next one. And it just helps that overwhelming state of mind just to like laser focus one task at a time. And by the time I'm finished, I am down through, the whole list. And like Sammy said, like organization helps a lot. Like it does. And for me, and I have a child, so waking up early at 5 is beneficial for me. It's not beneficial for everybody, but it is for me, because I have those 1 or 2 hour time periods where I can just be so focused on what I need to get done. And it just like it helps so much. But like seeing where I started and seeing where Emily started, like we both joined in 2014, we both quit on ourselves. But I had to, like I've been just like Emily, like doing self-development, and I had to look inside of my own self, because there's something so unique about your personal journey, your success, your failures, You just have to learn from each season and move forward. Like, take that and then just roll it all into a ball and be like, okay, I learned this from this season and this from this season, and now I'm going to move forward and be better for myself, my family, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to push forward, because that's what ultimately is the main goal, is to just be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. And this business is teaching me that. Like, it's just surrounded by an amazing group of women. It's a community of encouragement. And that, I feel like that's a lot of what people are looking for these days, that they may not even know that they need. Like, I didn't join this business for friends, I joined it for money. But what came out of it was friendships and encouragement, and people calling me and being like, hey, how are you? Not so much just how is the business, but how are you doing? And that's what people desperately need. And we offer that. We offer like the entire package. We offer the money and the products and the help and the friendships. And it's awesome. Like, I knew Emily, but I didn't know her before this business. So like, it's amazing. I absolutely love it.
Yes. So we knew of each other, but our husbands both rodeoed, but we didn't know each other. So it's so weird. God works in mysterious ways and brings you whenever friends that you didn't even know that you needed. And so that is the main thing that I'm so thankful for this business. Is yes, the income is amazing, but the friendships are priceless. And it's really heartwarming that when one of us hurts, we all hurt. Like, we're all lifting each other up, and we're all just encouraging each other, even if it's on sidelines. It's just, the friendships are amazing. And so one thing that I do, sorry, my kids are trying to sneak in here. So one thing that I do each month is I look back on, a lot of times I'm like, okay, well, I was doing this, but it wasn't working. So the next month, like sometime I started this month, but I look and see what I need to do different, what I need to keep doing. For me, that was TikTok and Reels. Those two have started to recently change my business a whole lot. I have had from that and the influencer application. If you don't know what that is, you can search for it on That's a Wrap, and it will you can find videos on how to make one. I created that a few weeks ago, and I immediately had 20 responses on it. So it was just big for like potential distributors. And then messaging, for me, messaging it was totally out of my comfort zone. The first time I sent a message, I wanted to throw up because I didn't want somebody to tell me no. But the fact is, the answer is always no unless you ask. And so I had to learn to do that. I had to learn. I send between 50 to 100 messages daily, and I'm asking people about the products. I'm asking people, if they're looking to make some extra money, whatever the need may be. Host a post, I'm reaching out, to get host a post up. And I had a girl on my team, and she actually asked me this morning how I pick who I message. And I just told her I go through, a lot of times I start with the alphabet. I go to A. And yeah, he's okay. So a lot of times I'll go to A, and I'll just go down there and I'll message, however many people I'm going to message that day, all that starts with the letter A. So there's really nothing to that. But for me, I have to do my messages first thing in the morning. It's kind of like squashing the elephant before the day begins, like for me, that's my big thing. I have to do that in the morning, or else chances are I'm not going to do it. So you have to just self-discipline and just realizing that, you're worthy, and that you can overcome. You've already overcame so much. People are going to tell you no, but that's okay, because for everybody that tells you no, there's going to be 10 people, that tells you yes. So you just have to find the right ones and just believe in yourself and fully believe in the product. because if you fully believe in what you're selling, you know, everybody wants it. Everybody has, you know, needs more energy, or they need face, you know, skincare. They want to grow their hair out. So you just have to kind of, you just have to ask and just find the right people.
I love that. And also, like for me, it was a big deal because once I started getting my own personal results, people started paying more attention to the products, like for me, for what I was offering. Like I lost weight, my baby weight from these products. Like I grew my hair out super long from them. And so like people are like, hey, what did you do? Like, what did you use? And so being a product of the product, like turning on your auto ship is like so important, because you can get products monthly and you can be, and it helps, it really does help to gain customers trust and people that are watching you. They're like, oh, well, she's using what she's selling, so let me see what this is. It's working for her, it'll probably work for me too. And so result pictures are amazing. Like even if it's not just yours and you haven't used the product yet, that's okay. Like take somebody else's result pictures from the team and use those and be like, hey, this is my teammates or my friends result pictures. This is amazing. And then until you can get your own, like it's so beneficial to have that, to be a product of the product, is just so amazing. Like I love these products. I use them daily.
Yes, auto shipment is for sure. That is important. And that's another thing too, to be, you know, commission qualified. Why risk it? If you're already, you know, selling the products and you're promoting the products and you believe in them, why not set your auto shipment up? I've had mine set up. I run it every month since I joined, whether I had the money or not, because I wanted people to gain my trust. I wanted them to, you know, I wanted for myself to have full belief in the products. That way I could better communicate with other people. Because when you gain people's trust, you know, people aren't going to buy from somebody that they don't trust. But once you gain their trust and they start trusting you and you're building relationships, you're interacting, you know, on their Instagram and their Facebook, they're going to start trusting you and they're going to be more willing to try what you're doing.
Yes, yes, I absolutely love that. Um, and the last thing that I just wanted to say real fast, is a lot of this business is mindset. And I know we harp on that so much, but it really is, because your mind is gonna, your mind is basically your motor for life, if I can say it that way. Because whatever you think about yourself, like if you know you tell yourself that this is not going to work, then it's not. And if you tell yourself that it is going to work, it is. You're going to find a way to make it work when you tell yourself that it's going to happen no matter how long it takes. You're not going to quit. You're not going to give up. You're going to be Ambassador Diamond. You're going to succeed. You're going to live a financially free life. You're going to have a humongous savings account. You're going to do whatever your heart's desire is. You can make it happen with this. You just cannot give up. There's going to be hard times, but there's going to be so many more just great times, just amazing times, moments that you're just going to want to cry because the paychecks are just that unreal. Like you don't even know what's happening. So it is an amazing business. And you just have to have those affirmations that you tell yourself each day. Even if you journal, like I journal, like every day. I get up in the morning and I do my self-development. We've been doing a thing where you read 10 pages a day. Sometimes I catch myself wanting to read more. I just want to have more and more and more self-development, but I have to stop myself. But if you journal, it's like basically you're learning about yourself, and what is in your heart and your mind, and you can correct it, and you can be like, no, this is what I'm going to believe, and this is what I'm going to believe about myself and my business, and I'm a loyal customer enrolling machine, and I am just going to sign thousands of rock stars, and it's just amazing.
Yes. And like Kara and Katie just dropped in the chat too, people are always watching you. I have had customers that have been, you know, I've messaged before and they was not ready to try, but they reached back out to me. You know, I had a girl the other day who reached back out to me from months before, and she said, hey, you know, I seen you're still doing this. You know, how do I get some of this coffee? So people are always watching, and when you're positive, they notice that, but they also notice when you're negative. So that's huge. And we keep preaching mindset, but it's mindset. Um, it's, you have to do the work, but you have to also be willing to pour into yourself. That way you can, they they were too cheap to buy. Sorry, I was reading the chat. So you want to answer that?
Hold on, I didn't have the chat pulled up. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me figure this out. What happened? You can offer them, like Sammy said, like offer them the business opportunity. And we don't always have, but a lot of the times we'll have promotions going on. Like you can, oh, there's Hazen. You can offer them like, okay, sell coffee samples. Like if you want to sell this Skinny Brew samples, there's a way that you can, like Kara said, like you can pre-sell the coffee samples to join this business, and then they can get free product once they get 6 little customers. So there's always an avenue, but then, if they don't, want to right now, then you would just move on to the next person. Like there's always going to be somebody who wants these products. You just have to keep messaging and keep trying and keep going to find the right people, because you want the right people in the business, and you want the right people that want to try the products and be, have amazing results. Somebody's going to want to lose weight, have energy, grow their hair out, have better skin. Like there's always going to be somebody who wants that.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions for us? Any more questions? It's kind of short and sweet and to the point. Yes, like Kara just said, you have to grow your network. I did not really realize the importance of doing that daily until I started doing it. So I'll add at least 20 to 25 on Facebook, and I'll follow 150 on Instagram daily. And I'm also unfollowing people who I don't have any, common interests with, and just expanding my network that way. And another and another good way to expand your network is like host a post. A lot of times I'll have them post for me, like about the giveaway, and then I'll go down through there and I'll add everybody that comments on that and have them post an actual product post for me. So that's been helping tons.
Yes, I love host a post has always been gold. And I add friends that way too on Facebook and Instagram. And I absolutely love host to post. And if you don't, like Emily said, if you don't know what host to post is, you can search That's a Wrap and get all the information, or ask your upline. Oh yes, and always follow up. Write your hundreds list down. A hundreds list is so important. It's just a possible loyal customer section and a possible distributor section, and write the names of the people that you talk to every single day. I do that at the end of every night so that I don't forget. I'll just scroll through all the messages that I sent and the people that are interested or they're not ready to buy yet, and then I'll write all of their names down. And then follow up. And at the end of the month, that's how I have gotten so many of my loyal customers, is from follow up, because I'll have talked to them throughout the month, and then at the end of the month I'll be like, okay, I have 2 discount spots left. I know you were interested. Do you want my 40% off discount? They'll normally say yes. But that's how I've been able to sign so many loyal customers at the end of the month, is because of follow up. So that is a key too.
Yes, that is huge. And there's a saying, something like Kara kind of just put it in the chat, but I forget how the saying goes, but like it's, in a month from now, you'll either have a month full of excuses as to why you didn't, or a month of of just awesomeness, like or a month of praises, and just it's turn it off. Sorry, he turned on the piano. We're at my mom's. So it's just really
yeah, like Emily. No, you're good.
Yeah.
That's why we do this business. It's for our families.
Right. We came to my mom's because I was like, okay, well, that'd be better than, being stuck in the camper. But no, they're still going to be right up under me.
That is okay. That's what we do this for.
That's right. But yeah, so you just have to believe in yourself. Bottom line, you just have to focus on what you want, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. Break down the volume. If you have a certain goal of volume that you need for that month, then just break it down by days. If you need 2,000 in volume for the month, divide that by the number of days that's in the month and just handle it one step at a time. And you can have room to play. You can, if you don't get as much volume one day, that you have playing room, so you can double your volume the next day, and just go from there.
Yes, I love that. I do that as well. It's so helpful.
Yes.
It is so helpful. Does anybody else have any questions or anything that they want to add? All right, I guess that was awesome. Well, I have definitely enjoyed this, and I've enjoyed watching Sammy get beat up by her child. Oh, goodness. I love that. Well, Emily, do you have anything to add? Oh, month-end tips. I would definitely, what I do is, like, I just go hardcore. Like, sometimes it's almost unhealthy. So if you don't, like, if you keep doing this, like, if you work hard throughout the entire month, you don't have to just bust butt at the last few days of the month. But I do host a post. What I do is since I've had so many months of post to post, I'll scroll all the way back to April, from like whenever the longest I can, and I'll go through that and I'll follow up with all of the people that I talk to. Like, follow up is so key to me. And then the new people, I will send out messages, like tons of messages. Basically, my kids eat pizza. My husband understands laundry and dishes won't get done the end of the month. Like, it's just crunch time. Like, you just have to work and work life depends on it, because in reality it does for me, because if I don't get that check that I need each month, then my family's going to struggle. So I don't want that, and so I just do what it takes to get it done. Messages, like everything, messages, interactions, everything is amplified at the end of the month for me, and that's how I sign so many at the end of the month. And if I did that for a whole month, it would be fine. But I have to work, like, that's something I have to work on myself with. I just go through and, like, I'll have hundreds of lists laying around. Like, I have like just little bitty piddly lists somewhere, like this list. Like, that's part of my hundreds list. Like, I'll have thousands of hundreds lists laying around. So getting better organized is a key point for me. But I enjoy the mess. I work well in the mess, and people work well in different types of environments. But it just definitely just pushing yourself to just do everything times 10 at the end of the month.
Yes, and you also, just to kind of add to that, like, you're going to have distributors, you're going to sign distributors, and they are going to get their first 6 customers, or maybe just 1 customer, and then they're going to disappear. It's going to happen. So you just have to realize, at the end of the day, you can't let other people's actions dictate your paycheck. So you have to always push yourself and just, you get the volume and just place that volume. If they work, that's great. That's extra volume, but focus on where you want to go, what you want, how you want to get there, and don't ever let other people's actions or, opinions dictate your life or why you joined this business to begin with, because they might not be making what they want to make does not mean that you shouldn't. So that I just kind of want to add that in there because it happens. I've signed distributors that never even sent me their website. So it does happen, but at the end of the day, you're your own boss and you have to run your business just as much as you are, trying to coach your team. You have to realize, you have your business itself to run as well. So you have to be there and, lead and guide them and help them when they ask questions, give them all the advice, all the tips, but they have to be willing to put forth the work, and you'll see who those people are and who those rock stars are, and you'll start figuring out, the type of people that you want on your team.
Yes, I love that. And also one thing I wanted to add is I see all of the numbers, like all of the volume needed for like each rank that they want to reach. And the biggest thing for me when I first started is I looked at that number and I'm like, holy cow, I need 2,000 in volume in like 2 weeks. Like that's insane. And then it was just like I had to take it and then break it down, like Emily said. And I'm like, okay, if I get this much each day, it's not that bad. And then by week 1, the number was like cut in half. And then by week, a few days later, it was gone down even more. And I'm like, it was more of a man. So like, don't look at that just precise number, like break it down and make it easier for your mind to swallow. And you can, I mean, it worked for me. Like, it was just like, if I broke it down into days, like Emily said, it was so much more like attainable in my head, that I could get it done. And I feel like if you're, working on Ruby, just break it down, what you need, where you need it, and then just accomplish each box and go from there. Just mark it off and be like, okay, this is done. Moving on to the next box.
Right. Yes, that helped. When I was going Ruby, that was the main thing. I think I went, I got like, I don't know, 500 in volume. Like I got crazy amounts of volume like daily when I was going Ruby, and and so I've started back doing, I've just had to take a look at my business and what I was doing then that I'm not doing now. And I've just had to really search deep and, just bite the bullet and do it.
Yes, I love that. You are such a rock star. Like, you are just killing it. And I need some tips on those reels.
Oh, no.
You are awesome. I love it.
So does anybody else have anything before we close it out?
Tammy, you want to say a blessing? You and Hazen?
Yeah, I can try.
Perfect. I love baby.